The Territorial Evolution of Colorado exhibit is a collection of rare manuscripts, letters, documents, books, broadsides, and other historic primary sources that have been made available for public exhibition by the close Yavne family of Colorado. This video, utilizing a sampling of the exhibit's primary sources, summarizes the 1598 to 1876 territorial evolution timeline of Colorado. The North American lands that would become the state of Colorado were eventually acquired by the United States via the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, the Adams-Onís Treaty in 1821, Texas's Annexation in 1845, and the Treaty of Guadalupe-Hidalgo in 1848. The European stewardship of Colorado began with the Nuevo Mexico province, which was created by King Philip II of Spain. It was officially settled during the 1598 expedition of Juan de Oñate, and this province included lands south of the Continental Divide that are currently part of southern Colorado. On April 9, 1682, René Robert La Salle claimed the Mississippi River and its watershed for the Kingdom of France and named the region La Louisiana in honor of King Louis XIV. The Mississippi Basin turned out to be one of the most extensive watershed land claims on Earth that was inhabited by hundreds of thousands of indigenous people. Thus, the lands of eastern and northern Colorado, due to this French claim, were deemed a part of the Louisiana Territory. For the next 80 years, the governance of Colorado remained bifurcated by these two colonial empires until France ceded La Louisiana to Spain in the 1762 Treaty of Fontainebleau. The Spanish Empire maintained control of the Colorado Territory until 1800, when under some duress by Napoleon Bonaparte, Spain transferred the Louisiana Territory to France in the Third Treaty of San Ildefonso. The ownership of Colorado, therefore, was once again bifurcated between the French and Spanish empires. 2.5 years later, on April 30th, 1803, France signed a treaty to sell its Louisiana Territory to the United States of America for $15 million. The United States of America took possession of the Louisiana Territory and the city of New Orleans from France on December 20th, 1803. Louisiana's territorial boundaries had not been defined in the 1762 Treaty of Fontainebleau, nor the Third Treaty of San Ildefonso, nor in the 1803 Louisiana Purchase Treaty. Nevertheless, a large part of Colorado was now part of the United States of America. The 18-year Louisiana Purchase border disputes between Spain and the United States were finally settled with the ratification of the Adams-Onís Treaty in 1821, which ceded the now Colorado lands east of the Continental Divide and south of the Arkansas River to the Spanish Empire. 6 months after the treaty's enactment, the Mexican Republic achieved independence from Spain, laying claim to the territory that are now lands encompassing the states of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah, and all the western lands of Colorado. In 1836, the Republic of Texas declared its independence from Mexico, defeated Santa Anna, and claimed southwestern Colorado as part of their new territory. The Mexican government never ratified the treaty signed by Santa Anna that recognized the new Republic of Texas and agreed, among other things, that Mexican troops would evacuate Texas, passing to the other side of the Rio Grande del Norte. Despite Mexico's refusal to recognize Texas as an independent republic, the United States of America annexed the Republic of Texas on December 29, 1845, which fully relinquished its sovereignty over its Colorado lands on February 19, 1846. After the annexation, President James K. Polk ordered U.S. troops to be moved into the Texas border zone between the Nueces and the Rio Grande rivers. This U.S. presidential order escalated existing U.S.-Mexican tensions over the disputed borderlands into an open war. The Mexican-American War ended with the Treaty of Guadalupe-Hidalgo, which established the Rio Grande as a U.S.-Mexican southern border, annexing all the lands that would later become western Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and California under the United States of America's Republic. In July of 1858, just after the Treaty of Guadalupe-Hidalgo was ratified, the Pikes Peak Gold Rush commenced, and this brought the first large concentration of U.S. citizen settlement to the region. 2.5 years later, on February 28, 1861, President James Buchanan signed the Congressional Organic Act creating the Territory of Colorado during the Southern state secessions that triggered the American Civil War. The end of the American Civil War produced a movement for Colorado statehood, and the United States Congress passed the Admission Act in late 1865. But its statehood was vetoed on May 15, 1866 by President Andrew Johnson because he felt Colorado's small population would fare better as a territory without the added taxation of statehood. Additionally, Colorado's small population would warrant only one representative in Congress, as opposed to New York's 31. But like New York and all the other states, Colorado, if statehood was approved, would elect 2 members to the United States Senate. On January 28, 1867, President Johnson issued a second veto on yet another congressional act calling for Colorado statehood for the same reasons. Additionally, Johnson didn't agree with the Edmunds Amendment, which stated that Nebraska and Colorado had to give equal suffrage to blacks and whites as a condition of statehood. Congress overrode the Nebraska statehood presidential veto, partly due to citizen support for the Edmunds Amendment. Nebraska also had a much larger population than Colorado and a growing economy due to the Great Transcontinental Railroad connecting the eastern U.S. rail network at Omaha. For Colorado, the veto effectively delayed statehood for almost a decade, due in part to the uncertain support of the amendment in the territory itself. For the next several years, the movement for statehood admission was stalled until Denverites raised the necessary capital in 1868 to build the Denver Pacific Railroad northward to Cheyenne to bring the Continental Railway system into Colorado and Denver. Completed in 1870, this birthed the role of Denver as the future regional metropolis. By 1875, the territory's population had grown large enough for Congress to pass the Colorado Statehood Enabling. On August 1, 1876, U.S. President Ulysses S. Grant signed a proclamation admitting Colorado to the Union as the 38th state, earning it the Centennial State sobriquet. Today, Colorado remains a great place to find out what you're made of, as evidenced by our children, grandchildren, and their spouses who happily reside and prosper in this most historic Centennial State. Unveiled at the old Colorado City Carnegie Library in 2017, the exhibit is now on display at the Colorado Springs Penrose Library for the summer of 2018. The Territorial Evolution of Colorado exhibit, in part or in whole, is available for loan at no cost to Colorado libraries, public schools, universities, museums, and other educational institutions. For more information, please visit us at historic.us or email the Colorado Yabna Close family at colorado@historic.us. This has been Stanley Yabna Close, who is always grateful for anything that brings him back to Colorado. Thank you for webbing in.